The last light of Earth's sun flickered against the obsidian hull of the dauntless horizon. Captain Elias Corrin leaned against the viewport, watching the blue and green orb shrink into a memory. Humanity had left Earth behind centuries ago, scattering into the stars like dandelion seeds, carving colonies on foreign worlds, building fleets, and making uneasy truces with species older and stranger than their myths had ever foretold. But tonight, the dauntless horizon was bound not for conquest or trade. Its destination was the glittering palace world of Eloria Prime, capital of the Eric Dominion, home of the crystal-blooded Elorian race. And Elias carried something trivial, at least to him. The beginning, the gift. "Captain, you're frowning again." Elias turned. His first officer, Cade, stood stiff-backed, pale eyes glowing faintly under the neural implants common among frontier-born humans. "Do you know what I'm carrying in my quarters right now?" Elias asked. "An encryption key. A fusion detonator. Another one of your famous, lucky charms." Elias chuckled. "Close. It's a music box. A hand-cranked one. It plays a simple lullaby from old Earth." Cade blinked, unimpressed. "And this trinket is what you're delivering to the Elorian princess?" Elias shrugged. "The Dominion requested a token of goodwill before the empires of humanity and Eloria signed their defense treaty. Our diplomats sent crates of quantum archives and tactical schematics. But the princess, she asked for something personal. Something human." "A lullaby," Cade muttered, shaking his head. "Aliens who weave cities from light and bend plasma as though it were clay want a lullaby in a box." "You'd be surprised," Elias said quietly, turning back to the stars. "Sometimes the smallest gifts weigh the most." The middle, the encounter. The dauntless horizon arrived in orbit days later, escorted through shimmering stargates and crystalline battle stations that dwarfed anything human engineers had yet dreamed. The Elorian palace was a spire of living crystal, glowing as though it breathed, suspended above the ocean of Eloria Prime like a shard of moonlight. Elias disembarked alone, carrying the gift in a velvet case. The throne chamber was vast, an ocean of mirrored glass, where refracted light painted every visitor in shifting colors. At its heart stood Princess Seraphine of Eloria. She was taller than Elias, skin glimmering like opal dust, eyes vast pools of liquid silver. Her voice, when she spoke, resonated like three tones sung in harmony. "Captain Elias Corrin of humanity," she intoned, though her lips barely moved. "You bring a gift." Elias bowed, opening the case. Inside lay the tiny wooden music box, carved with swirls of roses, its crank delicate and brass. He set it down on the crystalline dais. Seraphine tilted her head. "This is primitive. Not everything of value can be measured in power, Your Highness," Elias said, forcing calm into his voice. "This box holds a song passed down for generations. Mothers sang it to their children when stars were still stories, not homes." He cranked the handle. The simple notes drifted into the chamber. Fragile, pure. A child's lullaby echoing against alien glass. And the Elorian princess froze. Her eyes widened, and the glow of her crystalline skin dimmed to a pale shimmer. The court around her whispered uneasily, but Seraphine stepped forward, one trembling hand brushing against the wooden box as though it were alive. "This melody," her voice cracked, something no human had ever heard from her kind. "It is the same as the Song of Dawn, the hymn sung to us when the first star birthed the Dominion." The chamber fell silent. Elias blinked. "The same song." Seraphine nodded slowly, tears like liquid mercury gathering at her lashes. "How could humanity know of this? Our records tell of a hymn older than our empire, sung only by the ancients when they first rose from the seas. No outsider has ever heard it. The lullaby's final notes faded, but their echo clung to the chamber like a ghost. The middle deepens. Secrets between empires. The Elorian court erupted into chaos. Advisors hissed warnings, priests shouted of blasphemy, and warriors gripped their crystalline blades. Yet Seraphine silenced them all with a single raised hand. "Leave us." The chamber emptied until only Elias and the princess remained. She sat upon her crystalline throne, fingers tightening on its edges. "You must tell me," she whispered. "Where did this song come from?" Elias hesitated. "From Earth. From my grandmother's grandmother. No one remembers who first wrote it. It simply survived." Seraphine shivered as though touched by unseen winds. "Then humanity and Eloria are bound deeper than politics or war. For the Song of Dawn is our oldest myth, that we were not born of this world, but carried here, carried by others who sang us to sleep as children." Her silver gaze locked onto him. "Perhaps by your ancestors." Elias's chest tightened. Could it be that humanity and Eloria shared a forgotten origin, scattered by time and distance across the stars? Seraphine leaned closer. "You do not understand the weight of what you have brought me. This song is sacred beyond empire. To hear it from human lips proves that our destinies are entwined." For the first time the alien princess smiled, a fragile, luminous thing. Rising conflict, the betrayal. But not all welcomed this revelation. That night, Elias was confined to his quarters under the guise of security. Through the crystalline walls, he heard murmurs of unrest in the city below. Priests called him a deceiver. Warriors demanded his execution. And among humanity's own delegation, whispers grew that perhaps the gift had been a mistake, that reminding the Elorians of ancient myths would destabilize the treaty. Cade visited him, expression grim. "They think you've awakened something dangerous. The priests claim you've desecrated their holiest secret." Elias frowned. "All I did was give her a lullaby." "Sometimes," Cade said, "songs are sharper than swords." The next morning, Elias was dragged before the Elorian High Council. "You are accused of deceit," one priest thundered, crystalline robes glinting. "You claim to carry our most sacred hymn, yet offer no proof. Why should we not see this as a ploy of humanity to undermine our dominion?" Elias stood silent until Seraphine herself rose. Her voice cut like glass. "I vouch for him. His gift is true." Gasps rippled through the chamber. The princess rarely defied her counsel, but her defiance only painted a target on Elias. That night, assassins came, shadows of glass and light, blades humming with plasma. Elias fought with desperation, Cade at his side, until the corridor itself glowed with the aftermath of battle. When the last attacker fell, Seraphine appeared, silver tears streaking her cheeks. "They will not stop," she whispered. "My people fear what your gift means. They would rather kill you than face the truth." "Then why save me?" Elias asked. "Because," she said, voice trembling, "this song proves that we are not enemies. It proves that our empires were siblings once, scattered like seeds. And if that is true, then I cannot let you die." Climax, the choice. Seraphine led Elias to the heart of the palace, a chamber sealed by light, where ancient crystals pulsed with a memory of her people. "This is the archive of dawn," she said. "Our oldest relic. It is said to awaken only when the song is sung."